This is Ramsey Show Aftershow number 147. And this is take number 3 of this. I recorded it starting at 6 p.m. the normal time at the same time we normally do, and did the whole thing without realizing that apparently about 25 seconds in, I somehow ended the stream. I have no idea how. I didn't even have that, the Streamlabs OBS, which is something broadcasting system, I think. Broadcasting software. Anyway, I didn't even have that screen up, and somehow I ended it. So let's get my stuff in the... my plugs in the chat there, and we'll get going with the show. It'll be an abbreviated version, of course. All right, let's Control C. Control V, just bear with me. There we go. That's the email and the donation link, and then we'll get going. Alrighty. Okay, so take 3. And again, this will be an abbreviated version, so the baby step song, let's just do the last chorus. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show After Show brought to you by Tina Scher, the Queen of Sheba. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, also Ramsey Preferred financial coach. And you can schedule a free consultation assessment with me by going to ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money. That link is at the top of the chat. You can also email me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and you can ask me if you have any financial questions that you'd like to ask on the show, but you cannot watch live for some reason. To type it in the chat, you can just email me those questions, and I will answer them. If you don't want me to say your name, just let me know and I won't say your name. You can ask me about the scheduling or about financial coaching in general. We know what's involved with that. You can ask me about anything on my fabulous YouTube channel, and I will be happy to talk to you about any of that stuff, about tech support stuff, about video gaming stuff, about anything, about Oak Island, about anything that I have on my channel whatsoever. And I'll be happy to talk with you about that. You can also reach me on Instagram and the Twitter. Add me on the Gronk. Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right, let me get a beverage. Sip. And we'll be going. Let's just check to make sure we're actually happening here. Yes, it's showing it is live, so we are all good. Let me check to make sure the sound is working. Oh, so I tried it again, and I got maybe 5 minutes in, and then I realized I didn't change the mic. It's because when I use it, it like uses the OBS software uses basically online settings, and so it saves them in the cloud. And so whether I turn on the program from here or at work, it thinks it's different, and so I have to change the microphone every single time. And I didn't do that, so this is why it's take 3 now. So there we go. So, but we appear to be all good now. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were David Ramsey, author of The Total Money Makeover. Book sale $10. Most of the books now, I think, are $10. $10 book sale happens in November, and I believe it has previously gone all the way up right until Christmas, or maybe even through the new year. I don't recall that, but I know it goes like at least right up till Christmas. But don't wait, obviously. Go ahead and order now if you're going to order some for Christmas gifts. Always a good Christmas gift. You know, people need coasters, and then they read it when they get tired of not doing well with finances. Dave's co-host today was a new book boy himself, Ken Coleman, and his new book is From Paycheck to Purpose, The Clear Path to Doing the Work You Love. And he is also host of the Ken Coleman Show, which happens at noon Eastern Time, and it is on radio stations throughout the country. It's also on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. Market report. And as you can see, the market is all down today. The most down is the Russell Small Cap, and that means it's on sale, so you're getting a bargain if it's your buy day today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if this gives any insight. This is on Investors Business Daily. Let's see. Dow Jones, S&P 500 decline as tech stocks lead downslide. Tesla stock, PayPal slide while these growth stocks pop. Now, what's the growth? That's generally going to be the small cap, but the small cap index is down. And it went lower because of the, let's see if it says, oh gosh, what is it? The producer price index came out today, and producers, that means people that make things, their price index has gone up, and so that means we'll be paying more money for their stuff, and so theoretically less will be bought, so that's why the market went down. And tomorrow the consumer price index comes out, which that's a different thing. I don't really understand it, but perhaps I'll look into it more tomorrow. Also, I don't think I've commented on this. This is the Volatility Index, and it's how volatile the market is. And I guess since it goes down, this goes up. And normally when it goes up, the Volatility Index is down. So it's like the opposite of what the market is doing. Let's check on our neighbors across the globe. Mostly down in Europe. Asia is mixed. The US dollar is up on the euro. The Japanese yen is up on the US dollar. The British pound loaf is up on the US dollar. And the US dollar is up on the Canadian dollar, just a little bit, about 0.015% above it. And the US dollar is up on the Australian dollar, mate. And what's our pals in crypto doing? All down. Oh, nope. It had to change right then. Crypto keeps going. Oh, and Dogecoin is up as well. Crypto keeps going. It does not stop at 4 o'clock like the stock market does, 4 p.m. Eastern Time is when these prices are from. We do have some after hours numbers now that we could get, but those really, I mean, that's just a jumping off point for the morning. Earnings calendar, this was today. Coinbase reported. I didn't see any articles about that though. At 4 p.m. and I didn't see any articles since then about that. Disney report and Affirm Holdings report tomorrow, so that could be interesting. And Nvidia reports next week, 17th. No, that's 8 days from now, so in a week and a half. Alrighty. Most followed stocks, most followed on Google, and the most followed is Apple, and that was up 0.25%. Google owner Alphabet down 0.08%, Microsoft down 0.31%, Facebook, now known as Meta Platforms, is down by almost 1%, and Tesla down just a hair under 12%. Of course, it had been going up and up for new highs. I think there's some kind of proposed sale where Elon Musk was going to sell a bunch of his holdings of it. So this is a good. You can look at this even on a down day for everything. You can see Apple up 0.25% and Amazon up 2.50%. So 2.5%. Amazon is up, and this is why you diversify, because although it doesn't take care of this being down, Tesla being down 12%, it does negate all this. Those two together, up 2.75, and that's more than these other ones. So that's why you diversify. Let's see what else we got. Did I do everything on the? Yeah, I think I did. All right. This from Insider, businessinsider.com. Massive student debt loads are preventing 39% of teachers, firefighters, and other public servants from saving for retirement. And when I did read this earlier, or not read the whole thing, but I did on take one of the show today. I did read this, and the debt loads themselves, the fact that they have debt, are not preventing them from doing it. It's the fact that they took them out. It's their fault for taking them out, because them having to pay it back is preventing 39%. They're not being stopped by saving for retirement. They still have access to the retirement plans and such. It's just that they have to send the money to student loan debt instead, which that's fine because they signed for the debt. So you take out debt, you got to pay it back. That's how it works. Let's see. TIAA, a financial services company, released a survey examining the impact of student debt on public servants. Found that student debt is hurting retirement savings for 39% of those borrowers. Workers in the public sector could qualify for loan forgiveness, but the program has a high denial rate. It absolutely does. But yeah, and so I read this article, or basically just scanned it, and it's just because they are having to make payments on that debt, whereas otherwise, if you didn't take out student loans, you could be investing that money instead. All right, we did that one. This from CNN Business Wealth Coach. If you use Venmo, PayPal, or other payment apps, this tax rule change may affect you. If you're among the millions of people who use payment apps like PayPal, Venmo, Square, and other third-party electronic payment networks, you could be affected by a tax reporting change that goes into effect in January. Payment app providers will have to start reporting to the IRS a user's business transactions if, in aggregate, they total 600 or more for the year. A business transaction is defined as payment for a good or service. Prior to this app providers only had to send the IRS a Form 199K if an individual account had at least 200 business transactions in a year, and those transactions combined resulted in gross payments of at least $20,000. Now they have to do it if it's 600. The new reporting threshold does not change your basic tax responsibilities. Income you receive for a good or service, including tips, has always been reportable and in many instances taxable. Right, so you would you would have been responsible for reporting in your tax income anyway. But now, as I said, if you have for the year, if you receive $600, they're going to report it to the IRS. The rule change also does not make other transactions suddenly taxable. For instance, your friend sending you money on Venmo to reimburse you for their half of last night's dinner will not become taxable. Neither will like if you sell stuff on eBay that you've bought and then you sell it for less than you paid for it, or the same amount that you paid for it, then that's not taxable. It's only if you make money on it is it taxable. So why should I care? In theory, the only people who should be worried about the rule change are those who weren't reporting all their business income in the first place. In other words, those who are tax evaders, who violated the self-reporting rules and utilized the old thresholds to avoid paying taxes, said this person. But in reality, tax experts say the threshold change could mean some administrative hassles for many tax files who use payment apps, whether or not they're engaged in business transactions. Right. So, somebody could be sending you birthday money or something like that. That's going to be included in what's charged because the app does not know. Steve did not know. Venmo is owned by PayPal, so that's interesting. I did not know that. I've used PayPal and the Cash App, and PayPal recently put out an initial Q&A for users of both apps and noted in the coming months we may ask you to provide tax information like your employee identification number, individual tax ID number, or social security number if you haven't provided it to us already. I think I have because I was using my PayPal account to sell stuff to make money on eBay previously in Steve's life. And that was many, many years ago. That's when I was getting out of debt, I believe. Or it was before that. I cannot remember. Time, dog. Alrighty. So, this from CNN Business. Americans have never been in so much debt. American households are carrying record amounts of debt as home and auto prices surge. COVID infections continue to fall and people get out their credit cards again. Between July and September, U.S. household debt climbed to a new record of $15.24 trillion, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York said Tuesday. It was an increase of 1.9% or 2.6 billion. I don't know why that is going off. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why I set an alarm for them. Okay, where was I? Increase of 1.9% or 286 billion from the second quarter of the year. As pandemic relief efforts wind down, we're beginning to see the reversal of some of the credit card balance trends seen during the pandemic, such as lower spending in favor of paying down debt balances, said this person. Now that the stimulus sugar rush has worn off, consumers are going back to their old ways, spending with their credit cards. Credit card balances rose by $17 billion, just as they had during the second quarter, but they're still 123 billion. That should be billion. Seen in business. Give me a shout if you would like me to do some editing for you, some proofreading rather. $123 billion lower than at the end of 2019 before the pandemic hit. Mortgages, which are the largest component of household debt, so I mean that's at least good. That's an asset. That's not like something you threw on a credit card that has no value whatsoever. At least the house does have some value at least. But mortgages rose by $230 billion last quarter and totaled exactly 10.67 trillion, not around. Auto loans and student loan balances also increased, rising by 28 billion and 14 billion respectively. And of course, as Dave Ramsey says, if student loans are such a problem that they have to be forgiven, why are you continuously giving them out still? So it would seem like that part would have to be fixed first. All right, just a couple more and then we'll get out of here. And hopefully this stream appears to still be going on, so I think we're good. Third time's a charm. This from Yahoo News. From the Los Angeles Times. Faced with soaring D's and F's, schools are ditching the old way of grading. So that doesn't fix the problem. That lowers the curve there then. Because if you're going to turn a D now into like an average thing, that means you're lowering the standards. You're not just changing the grading system, you're lowering the standards. Let's see. A few years ago, high school teacher Joshua Moreno got fed up with his grading system, which had become a points game. Some student accumulated so many points early on that by the end of the term, they knew they didn't need to do more work and could still get an A. Others, often those who had to work or care for family members after school, would fail to turn in their homework and fall so far behind they would just stop trying. It was literally inequitable. As a teacher, you get frustrated because what you signed up for was students to learn, and it just ended up being a conversation about points all the time. All right, well, let's see. What do you do about it? These days, the English teacher has done away with points entirely. He no longer gives the student homework and gives them multiple opportunities to improve essays and classwork. The goal is to base grades on what students are learning and remove behavior, deadlines, and how much work they do from the equation. The changes Moreno embraced are part of a growing trend in which educators are moving away from traditional point-driven grading systems, aiming to close large academic gaps among racial, ethnic, and economic groups. The trend was accelerated by the pandemic and school closures that caused troubling increases in D's and F across the country, and by calls to examine the role of institutionalized racism in schools in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd by a police officer. Okay. Los Angeles and San Diego unified, the state's two largest school districts, with some 660,000 students combined, have recently directed teachers to base academic grades on whether the students have learned what was expected of them during a course and not penalize them for behavior, work habits, or missed deadlines. These policies encourage teachers to give students opportunities to revise essays or retake tests to show that they have met learning goals rather than enforcing hard deadlines. Yeah, I guess if they can show that they, learned something If like they fail the test the first time and they retake it and they do much better, that's fine to take the grade of the other one. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a slippery slope there, where you're just gonna, now everything's okay. We're just gonna say that everything is okay. I don't have the answer, so I guess I shouldn't say anything. Alrighty, and this from the Wall Street Journal. Thanksgiving dinner staples are low in stock thanks to supply chain issues. I was making supply and chain one word when I said supply. Maybe that'll catch on. Supply. That means supply chain issues. And my phone is over there charging, and so that's why I can't check that. Otherwise, I would disrespectfully check the notification. Turkeys, yams, and pies are low in supply, though aluminum foil to cover it all will be easier to find than last year. Well, if you can't find those, then you don't need the aluminum foil to cover it. All right, but anyway, the supply chain, or the splain, crunch is about to hit another part of American life. Thanksgiving dinner, supplies of food and household items are 4% to 11% lower than normal as of October 31st, according to data from market research firm IRI. That figure isn't far from the bare shelves of March 2020, when supplies were down 13%. For grocery shoppers this holiday season, it means that someone with 20 items on their list would be out of luck on 2 of them. Although U.S. supermarket operators started purchasing holiday items early aiming to avoid shortages, many holiday essentials are already in short supply. Here's what's in and out of stock right now, according to IRI data. Turkeys. So basically, get your turkey now. Hopefully you have a freezer that can hold it. Turkey whole bird. So it's got up to there and down to 38.9% now. Weekly in stock availability. All right, cranberry sauce, yams and sweet potatoes are low. Boxes of stuffing are low, but higher than last year. Okay. So yeah, basically get your stuff now. Like every time you go to the grocery store, look for that stuff, and if it's like stuff that can be frozen, get those just in case. Aluminum foil is lowish in stock, but higher than, it's not low, it's lowish, but higher than, a lowish is a wish, but higher than last year. Anything else? Overall, household items are slightly easier to find than last year, whereas food products are slightly harder. All right, you can see the edible is lower opposed to the non-edible. Alrighty. Oh, so we got price index for leisure travel car rental. Average gas price by month. Quarterly average domestic airfare. Okay. And they would like to hear from you about how supply chain issues are affecting you. Alrighty, so I think we had a wonderful, even though nobody is in the chat, that's alright. This wasn't announced, obviously. And Sid probably gave up once the stream went out. At the end of whenever it was, like about 6 o'clock and 25 seconds. And again, I don't know how that happened, because to end the stream I have to go open up this like particular program. If it's minimized, I have to maximize it in order to click on a certain part of the screen where it says end stream. And so I do not know how that happened. But anyway, okay. Upcoming streams are the Dave Ramsey Show, Aftershow show. And that is at 6 o'clock. And hopefully tomorrow I can get it done in one take. Instead of having to do 3 takes, like it says right there on the one that we're doing right this second. And that is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And I do a live show, even if the Ramsey show is a replay. Mondays are alternating, which I did. There it is. Tech support with Coach Steve Money, alternating tech support and Ramsey coach support. And in those, I go to the affiliated Reddit subreddits. So either the /r/tech support or r/Dave Ramsey, and I answer questions on there. If it's tech support, I like try to guess, what could have caused the problem, what they can do to troubleshoot, and what they can do to fix their issue. Mostly with computers. If it's like a phone, I have to, and somebody asked about a question and it just said Canon and a model number, and so I stupidly thought it was a printer at first, but figured out there was a camera. And then on Ramsey, people comment. They comment on their goals and their milestones and such, but they also do questions like, what would Dave do? And so forth. And I give the Ramsey coach view of that. And that's, again, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's alternating between those two. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, is Old Man Video Gaming, and I'm playing currently PC Building Simulator and a game called Dark, D-A-R-Q, and another game called Lost in Random. And this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, I think I'll do Lost in Random again, because that's been it's been the longest since I played that one. And so the only exception to that would be if an Ohio State Buckeye game is interferes with that time of 8 o'clock. If there's a night game on Saturday, in that case, I will do it at 6 p.m. Is that it? If Bella's available, we do father-daughter video gaming on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. and that Eastern. And we're playing Trine right now. That's an older game, but it is a enhanced version. So hopefully that will happen again soon sometime. She is a busy lady. And is that all of them? Yes, I think that's all those streams for now. We had been doing board gaming with Stephen Glenn, and hopefully we can get that back on at some point. He's a busy boy as well. I might start doing a recap on Curse of Oak Island. Maybe. We'll see. Because that would be something that I couldn't do live. I would have to probably edit it and stuff. If I can find a quick way to do it, that would just be like a 15-minute video and giving like what they've done in that episode. I would probably also take you back through the original history of it, way before when it was first discovered, and I think before 1700, I believe 1750, I think is when it was discovered by the three boys that first started digging it by hand. Yeah, so I might do that. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I noticed this earlier. Make smart financial decisions every day is what we say. This should actually be 2 words. Every day should be 2 words. I did not notice it. It's my fault. I started using it without noticing it. I'll see if I can. I'll email Chris Pittman. He is the one that did this. And if you would like, if you need some branding, you can email him at designedbypittman.com. I put that link in the chat as well. And he does, he can do shirts, hats, whatever you need. But he also, as I say, he designed this. He designed this YouTube chat label right there, the little circle right there that has the C and then the S with the dollar, with the dot line through it for $, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, that should be every day, should be 2 words. It's every day where you would say like, it's not just like everyday close. That would be a single word, but make for smart financial decisions every space day is how it should be. And we'll see if we can get that taken care of. Alrighty. Good night. End of